What's up, this is GM, and before I start, I want to tell you about TubeBuddy. In case you don't know, TubeBuddy is a free website that will help you manage and grow your YouTube channel. Thanks to them, some of my videos even show up as top results. Want to give them a try? Check the description below for the link. In today's video, we have EKSA's E400 gaming headset, and this is a 3D stereo sound gaming headset specifically if you're trying to find it. But I will have, of course, the link below, so it'll be easier to find if you were looking for where to buy it. So inside this box, we of course have this beautiful gaming headset right here. Sorry, let me unravel it a bit. So the headset itself, it has a detachable mic, which I've already, of course, assembled right there, but I'll take it off so you can see. We have a 3.5 millimeter splitter, and then of course it also has the manual inside. So let me go ahead and move some of this out of the way, and let's talk a little bit about this headset itself. Like, what exactly is so great about this beautiful headset? Well, first off, and I highly recommend you hit the link that I have for this product in the description below, because I found it for, I think it was like $13. It was super cheap because I think the original price was around 40 something or 50 something dollars. So it is at a very good deal right now. So if you're in the market for a gaming headset that isn't going to break the bank, this might be it for you. And you better do that before it goes back to full price. I don't know if it will, but in case it does, you want to make sure you get it before it goes back to full price. So some general info. 3D stereo sound, surround sound, sorry about that, 40 millimeter drivers, detachable and adjustable mic with noise cancellation, and you saw me take it out earlier. I will have a sound test further in the video, so make sure you stay tuned for that as well. It is sweat-proof, soft memory and memory foam and ear cushions. It has LED lights around the earmuffs, which again, I will show a little bit later on. Works on any device with an aux port, and I think it is time we take a closer look at it, shall we? And let me go ahead and refocus this a little bit, so that way it's a little easier to see. There we go. So I'm trying to make the wire not make so much noise as I'm messing around with this. But here we have the headset itself. So of course you can adjust the headband. It's a little bit stiff, which I personally like because that means it won't change on its own easily if you are taking it on and off, and if it's just sitting on your head. I've had some headsets before in the past that the headband will adjust super easily, so as it's sitting on my head, just due to gravity for a long period of time, it will pull it down, and it just gets a little bit annoying. Of course, we have a very stretchy headband, as you can see here, very flexible. And the top of this, surprisingly, is not a memory foam cushion. It's actually rubber, which doesn't bother me. I don't think the top of my head feels any different, regardless of if it's cushion or if it is more of a rubbery substance. Honestly, I personally kind of like the rubber because it doesn't slip around as easily, because I've had some really bulky headsets in the past that just kind of shift its center of gravity really easily, and it can become pretty annoying. This headset's also really light, so it's really comfortable for long periods of use. Pretty deep there too, so it keeps in the sound very well without having to hear too much surrounding noise. It's of course connected. There's no way to detach this wire. This is where you connect the mic. Let me go ahead and show you that real quick. So you just want to align that like so, and you just push it in and it'll start working. The mic of course is very flexible as well. As you can see, it adjusts, you can move it out of the way. And if you wanted to use it just to listen to music or something, you can just detach it completely. So let's go ahead and move down the wire a bit. Here we have the little control hub with the logo. You can mute and unmute your mic by switching this, and then you can control the volume that's coming through the earmuffs by controlling this dial, which is pretty standard for headsets like these. As we move further down, we have the attachment points, which is very standard for gaming headsets. We have the USB port, or sorry, the USB end that goes into the USB port, and then the aux end that goes into aux port. And of course, as I showed earlier, you do have a splitter. I personally don't use it, but for those of you who do need it, it does come with one. So this question will come up very frequently. So I'm gonna go ahead and address it now. I plugged in my headset, and this is what people are gonna say in the comments. I plugged in my headset and the audio is not working. The first question I ask is, did you make sure to plug this point in order for the audio to work? And they'll say, no, I did the USB. The USB generally, and I have seen this vary for some headsets, but or for some devices that it'll be plugged into, but the USB is only meant for the lighting. The aux is meant for the audio. So if you only need audio, you only plug this in. If you just want the lighting and no audio for some strange reason, you plug this in. If you want both, you plug both in. Hopefully that clears it up. I know someone will still comment that because I always get that comment, but that should explain that. It will work on any device that has an aux port, so it'll work on any laptop, computer, both Mac and Windows. It'll work on your PlayStation. It'll work on your Xbox. That is the other frequent question that I am addressing now. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to show you the lighting effects on it. All right, so I went ahead and plugged it in, and here you can see the lighting on it is actually very bright because I have direct light on it from an overhead lighting source, and look how bright this is. It looks very smooth and very pleasing to look at as well. It's on both earmuffs. The only thing I wish that it could do is go on the mic itself, but since it is detachable, it's not going to do that. But overall, I really like this lighting effect. It's a normal RGB looking lighting effect that'll work really well for any gaming setup. So that's something to keep in mind as well. You can't change the colors or anything on it, but you don't really need to. I think personally, it looks perfect the way it is. All right, so I'm doing a quick audio test for this headset using the detachable mic that it came with. Overall, I think the audio quality through the mic is very good. I've never had any personal complaints, no lag or latency as far as I can tell. Of course, I haven't heard it myself. I guess I'll hear it for the first time when I'm recording this. But just for a little heads up, I'm not adding any filters onto this audio or anything like that. So this is the raw audio input. Keep in mind if you're using something like Discord, they do have other things to add noise reduction. Right now, I don't have too much background noise other than someone like mowing the lawn outside. That's the most noise, which is decently loud, so I'm not sure how much of that's getting picked up, but I would have to assume it's not much. So hopefully this gives you a good idea of the mic quality. All right, so let's talk about its use in games. So of course I already did the audio test, but when I'm playing Valorant with my friends, which is kind of what my go-to is, and I'm talking to them on Discord, they say my audio is very clear with this. They say they don't really hear background noise unless it's super loud in the background, which generally I try not to keep it that way, but they say they can hear me very well. There's usually no lag or latency from what I've been able to tell. Like if I say, hey, there's someone right behind you, they'll turn around real quick. So no issues there. As far as being able to hear footsteps, which is very important in Valorant, you can tell which direction footsteps are coming from. And at this price, I was kind of surprised because I don't usually find very good surround sound in cheap headsets. But I guess since they haven't marked down, this headset itself is usually not this cheap. So I think overall, for games like Valorant, it is great. Sound quality is perfect. The ability to hear footsteps around you or being able to tell directional sound, very on point. Now, of course, I wouldn't say it's like the very, very best. I've definitely had very expensive headsets that are better. But when you're looking at the price point, an $80 headset versus a $13 headset, or even if it's at its full price of about $50, I still think that for the money, this headset is very hard to beat. All right, so that's it for this video. Link to this product in the description below. If you have any questions, leave a comment below as well. I'll try to get back to them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.